Hey guys, it's Tastepink. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, make sure you are subscribed, join the family. If I must say so myself, it's pretty lit over here. The girls and boys enjoy the content, and I'm going to be uploading a lot more regularly. Let me know what days of the week work for you guys. And also make sure that you guys follow me on Instagram because I post a lot of content when I'm not posting here, so keep up with me. And today's video is going to be on this multi-tone blonde ombre crochet wig. I haven't done one of these in a while, and I feel like the fall and winter and even spring are like the perfect time to kind of slay these types of wigs. They're warm. The way I made this particular unit is super comfortable and I just love it. So I'm going to be taking you guys through the entire process. And if you guys don't know, I do have my very own website where I sell crochet wigs and other one-of-a-kind human hair units. It's called Trustthytress.com. I would love it if you guys check it out. I'm going to be introducing and launching new styles, and I want you guys to give me your feedback on this specific look because I want to know, like, what's your thoughts? Like, should I, tweak some things? Is it perfect as is? All that stuff matters. So definitely stay tuned because I'm giving you guys a lot of tea because not all hair, not all products are created equal, and they're not always the best. So I'm giving you guys a lot of options and things to think about when you're making your own wigs. So stay tuned to this video. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, so boom, when I first started making crochet wigs back in the day, we didn't have nearly as many options, but now you have different types of caps with different types of constructions. And when you're picking out a cap, I think it's really important to take into consideration your budget, your actual head size, as far as the comfort and the fit, as well as how long you want your unit to last, because there is a difference between all caps. And the type of cap that I decided to go with is the braided cap, and you guys can see it has a better structural integrity. It's gonna last for extended wear, and it also has a bit of customization in that it has an adjustable strap. Now, in picking out hair textures, sometimes I like to mix and match. In the past, I've actually used these two textures together and it worked beautifully, but I'm noticing that sometimes when you introduce different colors within different textures or across different textures, there is a slight bit of difference, and it makes it so that it's not as seamless and polished of a look, but you guys will see later on. And make sure that you guys are using the best tools when creating your units. They're super affordable, very easy, and you don't need many. First thing you want to do is secure your wig cap so that it doesn't shift throughout the crochet wig making process. And next, I'm going to start separating the hair. Now, this is the ringlet curl, and you can separate it anywhere from 2 to 3, even up to 4 times. I don't recommend separating this type of hair more than 4 times. Now, I'm starting at the base of the braided cap, and you want to start on the bottom of the braid. So every braid has 2 sides, like a top and bottom. So you want to crochet through a section of the bottom portion. You guys are going to see a more close-up look, but here I'm only securing the knot about 2 times and then making sure to push to make sure it's definitely in place. Now, for this particular row, I'm going to space each knot about 1 finger width apart. I don't know, but I just wanted to give you guys a way in which you can kind of have a guide when creating your unit. And this is just a guide, so you can always adjust it to make it fit, the amount of hair that you have or the type of style, the type of volume that you desire. So all of this is something that you can change. It is not set in stone. And I think that's the fun with crochet wig making. Now, I finished the bottom row, and for the second row, I'm actually going to start crocheting at the curve. So you always want to crochet at every curve braid on this unit. But for the second row, I'm actually going to space each knot 2 finger widths apart. So there's no need to use the 1 finger width rule all throughout because you're going to overcrowd the back and you could potentially run out of hair. And how many times have I run out of hair while, you know, making wigs and even doing crochet braids? Several times. So I'm trying to avoid that. So I make as many kind of like adjustments as possible when moving through the crochet wig making process. Now, as you guys can see in a more close-up view, it's very important to push your latch hook through a section of the top portion of the braid. So in the beginning, we were focused on the base of the braid, but once you move past the bottom of the wig cap, you want to start crocheting at the top of the braid. Now I'm moving on to the third braid. So for the third row, I'm actually going to use the brick layering method. So I'm not doing 1 or 2 finger widths apart. I'm actually going to focus on filling in the gaps. So we're going to continue this pattern of 1 finger width, 2 finger widths, and then brick layering to fill in the gaps. And so here I'm just repeating the process over, and I'm starting with the 1 finger width apart, and I'm spacing each knot accordingly. Now this is the fluffy wand curl, and this hair has a little bit more of like a yucky texture, and when you separate it, it definitely creates a lot of frizz and kind of like distresses the curl pattern. So the definition isn't really there. So at this point I just kind of freestyle because I noticed there's such a difference between the colors OT27 and the color 27. Not all brands are really conscious of the fact that when they're creating a color, like even if it's within the same brand, their color 27 isn't consistent for each. But you know, I'm working with it. I know it looks extra crazy. But now I'm just using my hair shears to kind of give shape to the unit, and I really just want to kind of like keep the volume but taper the ends more and make it kind of frame my face. And you guys can see there's really like a textural difference, which kind of bothered me. So I went in with my fingers and I started like pulling on the hair to kind of create even more frizz so that you can't really tell of the 2 distinct curl patterns. But then I had to go in with a comb, and I actually started using the small tooth section of the comb to really kind of comb out the curls and just make it more frizzy so it looks like more seamless. This is kind of when you have to make adjustments and go along with it. I mean, what do you guys think? I definitely try to keep moving through this, but I want to show you guys, like, it's not always going to be perfect, but it's always a learning process, and I would still slay this wig, you know. All things considered, I definitely do like it. I like the color combination, the multi-tone kind of dimensional look, but I would probably stick with similar brands and not try to mix textures or specifically these colors. Or maybe I'm just being too hard on myself. Like, what do you guys think? Be sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I hope to see you all in the next one.